Okay, we're live. All right, welcome, guys. After 30 minutes of technical difficulties, we're finally here. We get my stuff situated here for anyone that's joining after the live stream is over.
Personal number was fine for a while, but it got to the point where I was giving away my number to everybody, and so having Grasshopper and getting a business.
Mute that, whatever that was.
Okay.
All right, hopefully we're actually live on the channel. It doesn't say whether I'm live yet or not.
Yeah, I see us live on the phone. That was what that noise was. Sorry.
Okay, that's cool. Anyway, so welcome everybody who's not watching the Super Bowl, or maybe you're watching both of us. If you are, great multitasking.
What's the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I don't watch football either. So that's why I don't mind being here. Anyway, so let me. Is it gonna let me? No, it's not let me. All right.
See Hammerdown's comment?
Yeah, I did. Somebody okayed it.
Yeah, I did.
I need to bring that chat out so I can see it because right now it's really tiny. There we go. There's so much freaking going on here. I can't really do anything with this right now, so I'll just leave that sit. I think Hammerdown's the only one in the chat at the moment.
Everybody's just watching men play with balls.
What is one low blade? Jay, you wanna go in the I see what he's doing. All right, Jay, can you help him out because you've been through all of these stupid freaking things? You may have to.
What's the issue he's having?
If you read the chat in the Facebook.
Oh, Facebook. Hold on.
It's taking him to the freaking app, which is what he's going to have to do. That's why, unless he's on his computer.
Hold on. Let me. I'm gonna mute my mic real quick.
That's fine. All right. Anyway, so hopefully Jay can still hear me even though he's muting his mic. First thing I wanted to discuss on this one, and I kind of wanted to shoot out my conspiracy theory and see what you guys think about it. It's where cars are going and how they're going to go about doing it. I know the last stream we talked a lot about the electric cars and the hybrids and the way that they're all going about that. Now, a lot of the American manufacturers have now started to get rid of their sedans and the car market, and going in favor for the SUVs, which we all know in the past and still now, they tend to be a little bit heavier on the gas mileage. We all know that the car manufacturers want to be going to electric or hybrid by, I think, what they say, 2025 or something like that. And I think that going with all SUVs is part of their plan towards getting the majority of people to switch over to electric or hybrid vehicles. I think that in a few years, once the market is pretty much flooded with people with new SUVs and a lot of the cars are phased out, that they're going to up the price of gas and introduce the majority of the hybrid and electric vehicles. And that's going to cause a lot of people to want to give up their SUV for the gas-saving, cost-saving electric or hybrid vehicle at that point. Because if we go back to where gas was a couple of years ago, where it was $4 or $5 a gallon, and everybody's running around in SUVs, that electric or hybrid vehicle is going to look very, very, I'm looking for a word, appealing. And I think that's how they're going to get a lot of the people to switch over to the electric or hybrid vehicles in around 2025. What are your guys' thoughts?
Don't everybody speak at once.
I know, right?
So I got lots. I mean, there's lots. Recently went to a marketing class. I went to the School of Automotive Machinists here in Houston. It's called Samtech. I don't know if you guys have heard of it or not. But it's kind of like a performance-oriented kind of VOTech school. Right. Anyway, the head of the Corvette project came down to teach the class. He's a doctor. I can't remember his name. A really smart guy. Right. And he was showing, basically just put up the sales numbers, and you're absolutely right. SUVs are what people are buying. And that's why, it's a supply and demand issue. So if that's what people want, then that's what they have to make. Obviously, if they want to, make a profit because of the utility, obviously, right?
I think there's several reasons why the SUVs are really popular right now. One is the fact that the gas prices have come, like everybody was switching to the more gas-saving vehicle when the gas prices went way up. I mean, you saw the SUV sales plummet. Then as soon as the gas prices started dipping back low, you started seeing all the SUVs being sold again. I think that the same thing's going to happen in a couple of years when they want to introduce these electric vehicles, that they're going to they're going to cause the price of gas to go back up again. It's not hard for them to manipulate things to do that again. And that's going to cause people to want to shift away from the SUVs at that point. And if the only thing available is SUVs and trucks and these new hybrid or electric vehicles, I mean, that's going to be the more appealing option, and it's going to cause more people to want to shift that direction, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think that, in our, in America anywhere, we have a relatively free market that it's going to have to be supply and demand driven. So there's going to have to be a need or desire. I have an iPhone because I want it, right? And I could use a flip phone; it'd be more affordable. And but there's reasons that I bought that particular phone. It could be the gas prices, it could be utility. I mean, it could just be the, what is it like if you don't have to go to the gas station?
Right.
Well, just plug your car in.
That's why I said it the way I did it. I mean, if they're gonna if they want people to switch to the electric or the hybrid vehicle, which is what they're gonna want, if they're gonna spend all this money in producing it, that's what they're gonna want. They have to give. There has to be a reason or a need to switch to them, and they're gonna have to create that reason, because people aren't gonna naturally want to just go switch to them because, I mean, face it, a fossil fuel vehicle is more dependable and, just what people are used to.
Yeah.
They're going to have to create some reason for someone. I mean, geez, they introduced the Prius and all them vehicles. You don't see like flocks and flocks of people flocking to them.
Right.
You see a few here and there, but you don't see the vast majority of people wanting to go to them. The same thing when they did the Clash for Clunkers. You didn't see a large amount of people wanting to go to these new vehicles until they gave them an incentive to go out and go buy the new vehicles.
Yeah, I'm not really. I think it's easy to say that electric cars, electricity-driven cars, obviously, that's going to be the future. I don't think anybody's contesting that.
Whether we want it or not.
I think what they're going to do, I think it's going to be tech-driven is how I feel it'll work. And I'm not, I know it could be, heresy, but I'm actually looking forward to that day. I think there'll be the self-driving car will be the one that puts that in, because if you live I live in Houston, and the roads are an absolute disaster. And if it was cars driving and they were talking to each other and they weren't being assholes and cutting people off, there would be no traffic. I mean, it would just flow, because the car would say, "Oh yeah, I got to get over there." The other car would let it over, and I think that'll alleviate in big cities. And then also it's like, well, what happens if you want to drive across the country? Do you really want to sit there in the car for 20 hours driving? Or would you rather be goofing off on Facebook?
I see it worked.
Hey, there we are. All right, let me take this minute. Then we got a lot of our people in here. I wanna call attention to who we have in the chat. I want to call attention to who we have up here on the panel. So first off, we have JA's channel. I've been on a lot of his live streams and him on mine. So I want to give him a quick shout out. Let him introduce himself here real quick.
Well, I mean, I like to do car videos.
That's selling yourself there.
Oh, sorry. I like to do a lot of like different car videos and
I hear Mustangs.
Cars. Okay, I've done a few Mustang videos.
Human lawnmower.
I did not do a lawnmower.
No. I'm saying that they're human lawnmowers.
Ah, okay.
Population control.
Oh, yeah, I got you now.
Crowd control.
Hey, William or Chevy wants an invite.
Hold on. Let me get on that here. I need to add him to the group.
Yeah, I heard only Mustangs is what I heard.
So what were you guys talking about before I put my headphones back in? Because people are commenting about it, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck's going on.
The demise of the gasoline car.
Oh God! Change the subject, please.
All right. No, it was a conspiracy theory of mine of how they're going to get people to switch over to the gasoline to the hybrid or electric cars. But let me finish getting everyone else. We also have excuse me. We also have Michael here from Michael, right?
Yep. Mike.
Monkey.
I got Monkey Fab Garage. Yes, sir.
Another X Body owner. He's got a Pontiac X Body versus my my Chevy X Body.
So I can be a snob.
I like the Pontiac too, man. So if you want to tell us a little bit about your channel, I mean, I know you got some really cool stuff going on, some fabrication stuff. You got some work done on your I wanted to call it a Nova on your
it's the Bahonix.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just have a YouTube channel. Mostly it's centered around my business, I guess, with that and kind of like a vlog where I use it to advertise products. I do a lot of welding, some fabrication stuff, and I'll do how-to videos. But that's mostly, I think, what people usually stop by for is the welding stuff. And then I have a X-Body 78 Pontiac Phoenix that I've LS swapped, turbocharged, Mustang rear end, TH400. That should be going to the dyno in about a week or so. So I'm excited about that. And next on the chopping block will be a Volvo wagon.
Should be you making videos and all that, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, can't wait for those. Okay, and then we have what is it? One low blazer, right?
Yep.
And you're mainly on Instagram, or do you have a YouTube channel?
I have a infant stage of a YouTube channel. I just threw 2 quick videos up there, nothing major. I want to get started on it more once we're in the process of buying a house, and I'm going to get a garage and do more stuff with like work I do to the Blazer. I want to do, car shows, some barbecue stuff because I do a lot of smoking and stuff. So that'll be the content on my YouTube once I get it going. My Instagram is _low_blazer. That's where I'm most active right now. But so I have a 86 Chevy S10 Blazer, full air ride suspension, I think it's 3-inch body drop, lays complete body on the ground, full custom 90s themed airbrushed paint. It's actually being shown at the Philly Auto Show right now in the dub section. So pretty stoked.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw your Instagram for that.
Yeah. My
So
phone
we
has
need to get
been
you
blowing up.
so we need to get you some subscribers and get them directed towards your YouTube channel so it can grow.
Yeah, definitely.
You also, and did you announce it yet on your Instagram, or is it?
Not yet. I mean, like I said, I have a couple very short, I think they're like 30-second videos up there right now, but we're in the process of buying a house, so once I get a garage and stuff, it's really going to get moving.
Right, all that stuff comes first.
Yeah.
And then we have Chevy. This is a gentleman that appears in more than a few of my videos. He's a local friend of mine. I'm trying to figure out what Hammerdown was saying there, but anyway. So we have Chevy. He had a YouTube channel at one point until his computer decided to bomb out on him. But I know he's got a big following on Instagram. So, but yeah, he's mainly in my videos, and he does a lot of the work when I want to film, and I can't necessarily hold the camera and do the work at the same time. Jay, you're being disruptive.
I thought he was like collapsing.
No, I was trying to throw my headphones in the opposite direction so it wasn't as loud on the microphone.
Anyway, so
That didn't help much though.
Whenever I need to basically be able to film and have someone else do the work, I normally call him up and he comes up and comes to help me. So
wait, which one does the work and which one films?
It depends. I'm normally the better cameraman, and he's more of the better muscle. So especially when I had my pinky all busted up and I couldn't really do much. So all right, I know we have a couple more coming in, and I also want to do a couple shout outs for the people that are in the chat room. Obviously, we got Hammerdown Motorsports. Welcome to the chat room there, Steve. If you haven't followed his channel, you should. He's got some good things going on, and he just reached above 10,000 subscribers. Well, there's us, One Low Blazer, Jay's channel. Who else is in here? Corvette Grand Sport.
That's actually one of my friends, actually.
Okay, well, welcome into the chat room. We got Straight Six Fan, and he's definitely another. His brother has another X body. And he's working on a Ford Fairmount on his channel. So I want to give him a shout out. Him and Jason, I'm not sure if Jason is going to be joining us tonight or not, but him and Jason are doing live streams on, I think, Thursday nights at 8 Eastern, I want to say. I think it's 8 Eastern. And they're trying to get above 1,000 subscribers and help each other out back and forth. And I definitely do not mind helping them out as well. So if you guys get a chance, you can go check out their channels, Straight Six Fan and Jason Carr with Old Car Auto Guy. See who else is in here. We got Classic Ride Society. Welcome back again. He was in here last week. Oh, there's Jason's in the chat, I see. Sorry, I'm scrolling up through. Okay, yeah, so I think that's caught up with everyone that's sitting in the chat room here. But we'll go back over my conspiracy theory here once again real quick for anybody that's just joined. I'm just going to go over it real quick. My conspiracy theory is the fact that now that they're introducing a lot of these SUVs, and we all know that they are trying to go electric and hybrid in the late 2020s, around 2025 or around that point, I have a feeling that they are, as they phase out the more gas-efficient, smaller cars in favor of the SUVs and the trucks, that when it comes time to introduce and get people to want to buy the electric and hybrid cars, I have a feeling that they are going to get the gas prices to go back up. There's definitely many ways for them to manipulate the trade markets to get the cost of crude oil to go back up again. And in turn, doing so are going to going to force people to consider the fact that an electric or hybrid vehicle will be more cost efficient than their SUV or truck, and in doing so, getting people to unknowingly switch over to the electric or hybrid vehicles. more easily than if they were to just throw them out there and say, here they are.
I wouldn't be surprised. And Hammerdown says he saw a Copo electric Camaro.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of them, and like I said, I think there's going to have to be a catalyst to cause the masses of people to switch over to electric or hybrid. Monkey Fab brought up another good point about introducing tech, whether it be possibly giving the electric or hybrid vehicles better creature comforts inside the vehicle than they do the gas-powered counterparts, or like we said, the automatic driving vehicle, which I'm not a fan of either of the self-driving car. I've seen too many issues with the fact that the cars like to drive themselves right off cliffs and different things. Even with the OnStar, with the ability to park themselves, they have known to malfunction and to drive themselves into dangerous situations. So not looking forward to that coming at all.
I do have to say, I was watching some of the Super Bowl before I came on here, and I saw a commercial for a new Lexus.
Yeah.
The car itself was quite appealing. I had some interest until they showed the plug where the gas door was, and then I lost all interest in the car.
I mean, I'm not saying that those cars don't have their place and they're not going to be a part, but you know, their common selling point about saying that these cars are, you know, it's the going green. I have a big issue with that because batteries aren't green. In fact, they're far from green. If you ever looked at a lithium mine, they're horrendous. They're huge, and I mean they're bigger than a coal mine, and they literally just destroy the area that they're in. And lithium's got to be harder to find than coal, as far as
you're still plugging that car into an electrical outlet, which is then you're not relying on gas, you're relying on electric, which comes from a power plant.
Either nuclear or wind driven or solar. I think what they're trying to do is end up going solar or wind powered through a lot of America, but still, I mean, you're still plugging it into a fuel source eventually.
Yeah.
Unless it's powered by a fan or like a wind turbine or a solar panel, you're still using fossil fuels, and the amount of electronics and other not very environmentally friendly products that go into making one of those cars is not very green either.
Hey Sean, check out Hammer Down and Old Cars comments. Their last two.
I saw the eCopo one, the sick numbers. Electric cars have very good torque. Just the amount of pollution that they cause to build the batteries makes it not worth it. Agreed. That's what I was just saying. Carbon foot of electric vehicle is up. Is it up 7.5% than a regular gas powered car? After done produce, they spend most of their carbon footprint is in making the car, whereas like the traditional gas powered car, at least the older ones, not the new ones, because the new gas powered cars aren't necessarily much better than the electric ones, except for the batteries. The batteries make the electric ones worse. But the old school cars, like the ones I like restoring and all that, yeah, they polluted a lot over a period of years. The initial footprint wasn't that big because there wasn't a lot of, I mean, the biggest they had in is metal. But with all the foam and the plastic and the, you know, all the things that are in new cars today, they're not very environmentally friendly. In fact, our society in general isn't very environmentally friendly, no matter how green we say we are. We were greener, other than the carbon pollution, we were greener 60 years ago, 70 years ago.
Electric cars, the only place that I can really see them really useful the most would probably be in like a bigger city, like, you know, New York City or something like that, where traffic's real tight. But for a daily use vehicle, I couldn't see myself with it.
I can see something really cool in the cities as far as like the cab development, where there's self-driven cars and like a cab company owns a crap ton of them. And basically you just walk out your front door, hit a button, and one of them stops in front of your door, and you get in and go where you're going to go.
Yeah.
I see that being a plus in a city. And then Monkey Fab, Michael was talking about earlier about long distance travel in more of an open country setting. The problem you have with that is open country setting. You're not going to find a bunch of places to charge your car in between those large expanses of space.
You could hook up a trailer and tow a generator.
Oh yeah, because that
load up 50 gallons of fuel.
Then you run into generator off of gas or diesel.
Exactly. There you go. You could run on race fuel.
But yeah, I mean, it's just I don't know. I mean, we all know it's going there, whether we want it to go, whether it's feasible or not. That's where they're going, whether us small guys want it to go that way or not.
There's YouTube videos of the Tesla. I think it's like the D whatever.
The
smoking. No, the Tesla. It's one of the sedans. But there's it's kind of old. It's probably a few years old now. But he's out in the streets.
Drag racing one
here in Houston, just smoking fools.
Yeah, we're not. Nobody's dissing the fact that these cars make amazing numbers as far as torque and quarter mile times and everything, because that's all they are. They're nothing but torque. An electric motor has always been able to out torque a gas powered engine. I mean, geez, look at an electric golf cart versus, I mean, a hopped up electric golf cart versus a gasoline engine golf cart. That's what they were messing around when I was in school, was the electric golf carts. You know, it's not that. I mean, me and Chevy, when we were down at the call-outs down in Cecil County, one of them brought down an electric all-wheel drive. I don't know what it was. I know it was a Tesla, but I don't know what.
Model X. You mean the white one?
Yeah. I mean, the thing was quick. There's no denying that from a go fast junkie. It's a great amusement ride.
Except when they launched in reverse.
Well, yeah, that was but I mean,
that was funny.
But the thing is also, if you've ever something else I heard recently, the Teslas, you know, you can't even touch them with anything, or Tesla will void. So somebody bought one off a Copart.
It's actually worse than that. Is they won't even release data to get into the car to work on it. So
right.
If like a wheel bearing goes out or something, it's back to the factory.
Yeah, and then they charge you an arm and a leg to work on it.
You have to be an authorized Tesla dealer or repair shop to do anything, I believe. Or if you buy one from like Copar and you're not, you essentially have a brick.
Exactly, and that's just not, you know, and what I'm saying is it's also like the other electric vehicles. And I know Priuses aren't that way, but I mean, was it Chris Fix that did the batteries in the Prius for one of his videos? I mean, I was just looking at that, and the fact that those cars don't last that long. So here is all of these lithium and stuff, and you know, after 5 or 10 years, unless you want to fork out replacing all of those battery packs, your car's not worth anything. Even if it doesn't rust out and the car looks brand new, it's too expensive to replace those batteries by anybody that doesn't know what they're doing with them. You know, if it was your car and you have to take it to go get it fixed or serviced because of those batteries, you might as well just give it up, because it's going to cost you more than what the car's worth.
It's all the money.
You'd have to be kind of you kind of have to be a glutton for punishment buying any of those cars used. I think that it might make sense financially to go in and buy a new one, you know, depending on what you're doing. But yeah, you'd be out of your mind, I think, to buy a used one, unless you had a warranty of some type.
Yeah, but I mean, just think about it. Think how wasteful that is. I mean, that's literally like buying a $900 cell phone to use it a week and throw it away later.
That's one way of putting it.
I mean, you just think about it. You're just putting all of this time and money into something that won't, that you probably is going to die before you're done making payments on it.
I think that's how they're getting people, is making them so, you know, you can't work on them yourself, or you can't take it to a normal shop. You have to take it to somebody specific to do it, but you're going to pay double to replace his batteries than what the car's worth. It's almost like they're just making them throwaway vehicles. You use them for so long, they run out, you throw them away, get a new one.
That's the way today's society is in general. I mean, we're nothing but a throwaway culture to begin with.
Unfortunately.
That's why you don't see me in a shop building motors, and I'm out here doing it on my own instead of making big money. Because people don't do that on the average. I mean, we know Monkey, you know, like I said, Monkey Fabs and me and some other people, you know, we'll do it in our garage. But the majority of people, when their Honda, you know, Accord or Malibu or whatever engine takes a crap, they don't have them rebuilt. They get another crate motor or it goes to the junkyard.
That's the sad part. It's like, well, that's the thing. Not a whole shit ton of mechanics know how to literally redo one.
They don't need to. I mean, it's not a need anymore. I mean, to be honest, it's quicker to have a crate motor sitting there to pull into the shop, pull the old one out, drop the new one in, and away the car goes, instead of the car pulling in, getting the engine ripped apart, having it torn down, cleaned, machined, put back together, and then to eventually go back in the car. I mean, the downtime alone for the customer and for the shop, you know, it just doesn't make sense to sit there and rebuild the engine in the shop.
Good point.
Well, the man hours in the rebuilding an engine would probably exceed the cost of getting a new engine for it from a pick apart or something like that anyway. So
pick apart or straight from Jasper or one of the other, you know, Summit, any one of those numerous places you can get a crate motor.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's why I'm not, you know, like I went to school to learn how to do this, because when I went to school for it, you know, people technically were actually still doing that. And I was like, oh, cool, that's what I want to do. So, I, you know, stupid me, I went and learned how to do it. And when I came out of trade school and were ready to jump in the field, there was no jobs. You know, and because my skill set was so focused on engine rebuilding when I got out, I didn't have the skill set of what a normal shop would want.
Well, that's a hell of a note.
That's why I'm doing it now on my own. So, anybody else have any? Let's see if somebody in the chat room has a topic that they want to discuss.
Somebody does.
What is it?
So, Classic Ride Society says, I feel as though sooner or later the government will start regulations against gas/non-autonomous by saying only a certain lane, then only at certain times, and then only certain days/weekends, and then finally only on back roads before outlawing them altogether. And then before that, he said, electric/autonomous is inevitable. The question is, how long will the government allow them to be on the roads with the autonomous vehicles?
Oh yeah, I agree. And that's the way that that's the way they get us as a society to change anything. They do it slowly.
Well, they hit it. He absolutely nailed that, like 100%. I totally.
Oh yeah,
agree.
I guarantee it too.
And it's not going to be. I mean, I do live in Houston, so there's occasional horse, you know, going down the street. But
oh, we got a lot of them up here.
Yeah, they have kind of gone the way, you know, the buggy whip manufacturers don't do as well today as they probably did, you know, the a couple of centuries ago.
Here in Pennsylvania, man.
Right.
It's alive
for the rest of the country, there's not a whole lot of that.
Well, I think it's also, isn't it also really popular still up in, I don't want to say Montana, but Northwest somewhere. There's a lot of Mennonite-ish people out that way too.
My thought on it, though, is they might regulate it and they might say that we, you know, certain times or whatever, but I don't think that any of us will really live to see gas vehicles totally gone, because there's so much of an aftermarket, like, you know, there's the mini trucks, low riders, muscle cars, drag guys, that it won't go away.
We can always hope that it'll be like freaking oh shoot, brain fart. Mel Gibson, Thunderdome. Before it gets to that point, to where there's enough gas-powered vehicles and something happens that wipes out all the electronical stuff.
Yeah, it'll probably
I know-
it'll probably come to people trailering their cars to a track to drive them and having meets, that kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
probably not in our lifetime.
Off
Yeah.
actual road hobby use.
I mean, I trailer my Blazer if I'm going over an hour anyway, because I'm 6'2" and I don't fit in a body drop Blazer. But
That thing probably comes up to your waist when you're standing next to it, doesn't it?
I can put my own. Yeah, it's you should check my Instagram at the pictures.
That's about as low as my TA is. That's pretty sad. Your truck is as low as my TA.
Probably the roof line is lower than your TA.
You'd be amazed how low that Trans Am is. Hammer, Steve, I have to sit here and allow every single one of your comments.
Hey, I did it this time.
Every single one of his comments has come up flagged until we allow it.
I wish I
To be
could.
honest, I didn't even read Steve's comment. I just hit.
Well, and the thing is we know
That's
that Steve, we all know Steve here, and I'm definitely
Exactly.
glad that Steve, for being a bigger YouTuber, I am very happy that Steve chooses to come into my live stream and harass the crap out of us. Especially me and Steve still have a grudge race with his Rio. I'm still waiting for that. He's taking his old time getting that stuff fixed.
Hammer down
How do I
was
bring-
like, we will never see the culture die. It is America, and fuck those communist hippie bastards.
You go. Yeah.
America.
Do not join my live stream if you do not want to be offended. We
He's
shall
like, guns,
war.
muscle cars, beer, and America.
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 I don't have a beer here, but I'll take one of them Yinglings if you can get it to me. Let's see.
Here, look.
We
Look, I got
got
it unopened.
we got something for Steve. So I don't want to say we got some Windsor Canadian. Close to Steve. We got some Tennessee whiskey here. I got some good old spring water. Not
I mean, I got this.
Didn't you spill
as of
that
right
last
now.
week?
no, this is what's left. I'm kind of quite upset because there's not much there. There's only like a couple swallows.
Yeah,
there.
because you spilled half of it on your fucking chest.
The most expensive of party fouls. Oh, I'm cramped in this little tiny corner here. Like, you don't realize I'm literally in the corner of my dining room. So it's kind of cramped over here.
Okay, I'll be honest with you. So far, Bush has been the worst beer that I've tried.
Well, that was your first.
Don't even go there.
If you haven't learned from the presidents, then why would you drink the beer?
That's one way to put it. But I figured I'd try something different and see if it was maybe something I'd like.
Well, the thing is, you asked me earlier what beer should you get, and I told you I don't know because everybody has different tastes. If you ask me, if it's not a dark beer, if it's not a lager or a drought, you're not going to get me to like it. Like, I mean, a lot of people like. I like a Heineken, but that's pushing it as far as what I like. But any of the lighter beers, the pale ales and the IPAs and things like that, you won't get me to touch them. What's that Mexican beer that everybody freaking Corona?
Corona.
Yeah, you won't get me to touch it.
I can do a Corona once in a while, usually when I'm at the beach or whatever.
You also need to understand, I'm Irish, and my very first beer ever was a Guinness. So
I
everything.
stick to Yingling mainly. I also, if I'm feeling cheap or hipsterish, I go with PBR. But I was drinking PBR before it was popular. So
Well, the thing is, well, that's not really true because up here in PA, PBR has been popular since the freaking like 60s.
well, still not overly popular, and it was
Yeah.
actually available in bars.
Right. That was the I'm drunk every weekend beer popular from the the 70s and 80s. Because it was relatively super cheap and you could get a big case of it and get smashed.
Yeah.
But like me, every beer since Guinness is light. So it's just a matter of how light am I willing to get before I just decide, no, this isn't a beer anymore, and now I'm drinking water.
That's what this feels like. Like I'm first start tasting water. It's like, I'm glad I only paid $1 for it, like $1.70 or 80 cents. I was like, okay, you know what? If it's shit, I can deal with a
Yeah,
double.
like I said, you know, if I want to go to a cheap beer, I'll get a Yingling, which necessarily isn't necessarily cheap. But if I have to go to a beer that's cheaper than Guinness, I'll go to a Yingling. You know, that's my everyday beer. So I mean, I don't know. I'm a beer snob.
So far, the only thing I've found that I like is whiskey and Four Loko. That's pretty much it.
God,
See, the problem is you're too young to even know what a Four Loko is, because today's Four Loko is nothing. It's a Doberman with his nads chopped off.
It is.
I've heard stories, wise one.
Because Four Loko, oh my God, you used to be able to party all night with that shit. You just jumped off your ass and still trying to freaking jump over freaking 3 pool tables.
Yeah. You know what was funny? That was the first drink I ever had. Literally.
Yeah, but the thing is you still don't even as far as the first drink you ever had, you still have never actually experienced a real Four Loko.
Okay. You get my point.
Back in the day,
they took the caffeine out of it.
Exactly. So, you know, I mean, today what I would do to make something like that, and this is what I used to do, I used to take a, it wasn't a Monster back then. What was it?
Red Bull?
No, not Red Bull. But I would take it was a berry energy drink, and I would take 99 berries, and I would mix the two. And you could party all night. But that's what
Yeah, but Steve makes a good point, though. The real Four Lokos kill people.
No, the real Four Lokos killed stupid people. They killed the people that need warning labels. That's what they killed.
Yeah, because they probably drank more than one, right?
Oh, they were college kids that were pounding back like 6 and 7 of them, because the problem is they were so tame as far as taste wise that you felt no pain.
It was juice.
Yeah, I mean it was it tasted really good and it had no bite, but yet it got you drunk and hyper at the same time. So
I drank 2 and I almost died.
Whereas a normal alcohol you would pass out by then, the Four Lokos you were awake enough to drink several of them. You know, they weren't designed to be drank that way, but you know, people were chugging them back like they were freaking, Pepsis. I agree, Steve. I agree.
Classic Ride Societies, like he has 4 of them. They've been sitting in the shop for 3 years unopened.
If they've been sitting in the shop for 3 years, they're still not true Four Lokos, because there hasn't been a true Four Loko in probably 7 to 8 years. They're good and they'll get you a buzz, but other than that, they're just a fruity beer anymore.
It's better than this shit.
All right, so we need a new topic to talk about, and hopefully not anything to do with electric vehicles or whatever. Let's get back to some American horsepower or some shit. Let's start with how about favorite YouTube channel that isn't your own? So I'd like to hear it from the comments in the chat first, and then we'll go to which ones we like personally. I'm not sure if that's a YouTube channel or if he's just talking about a new topic.
I'm not sure. I've never heard of that channel.
I'm kind of curious to see what Steve's favorite YouTube channel is.
Finding Dory.
I got it.
Okay, good. Oh man, I remember Mad Dog. That was like in the 90s, I think.
Wait, what's Mad Dog?
It's another alcohol.
Oh.
Mad Dog.
Steve said just the topic.
Okay, well, let's see. Zip ties and bias plies. You know, I think I've heard you say that one before. Did anybody else watch that one? Because I'm not pulling up my thing real quick because I don't feel like messing anything up. I had enough hard time getting all of this stuff going.
This was quite a chore for you tonight, wasn't it?
It was. That live stream's still probably going in my freaking private videos, all by its lonesome.
Hey, at least this one's working.
No, Nikolai's not in the right hangout.
He's on the other chat.
Does somebody want to help him get into this one so he can come join us?
Come on, man.
Well,
Don't make me help two
I'm
people
not
in one
leaving.
day.
I'm the host. I can't be sitting here playing, hunt down the.
Jeez. All right, hold your tits. I'll do it. Good grief.
Bye, Jay.
How long am I holding them for?
Very funny. I'll be back while I help.
Yes, do you have a bra? Can I borrow a bra? Hold on, we have a tit holder coming post haste.
Wait, what?
I don't think he's going to show his face in this stream again. I think he's just going to ignore us there, Steve. Just saying.
Not to get on the topic, but I did see his is the same time as yours again, and I just shook my head.
Okay,
Wait, hold on. Who's not showing their face again? I missed
Greg.
that part. Oh,
Greg.
fuck Greg.
There we go. Well, let's see if I can get this here.
Don't ruin it. It's one of my nice ones.
Well, here, you fix it then. There, I got it, I think.
No, that's not how you do it.
Well, here, you do it. I need a woman's help to put on a bra.
You have to
I'm fucking dying over here while I'm trying to help him get in the fucking
Okay, there we go. Hold on. There we go. You see the things I do for my YouTube channel.
Wait, did you just put a bra on?
No,
Yes.
I just put on a pair of sneakers.
Well, we can't see shit.
Well, yeah, it's because I'm wearing a black shirt with a black bra. She didn't have a bright colored one. I need something to stuff it with.
Nikolai, are you seeing this? John's wearing a bra.
My cupboards are a little empty.
What's next?
There we go. There.
Is she stuffing them now?
Yeah, this one.
She's stuffing his tits.
All right. If you enjoy me making an ass out of myself, please hit the like button. You can the bra stuff.
Unless you want a dirty diaper.
I'm waiting for her to bring out the makeup and like the hair.
Awake.
Do not tempt her. She will.
What?
Nothing. Nothing.
What am I doing?
Okay.
Putting makeup on him.
Am I done holding my tits now, Jay?
Okay.
No, get you. I will kick your ass. See what you started? All right. Back to being a
I
man.
said hold your tits. I didn't say put a bra on.
All right, we're done with that shit.
I'll be back.
No, go away. Oh. I said no. Oh, I need a drink after that shit.
Can I name YouTube channels I like?
Yeah, did we get any more in the chat room besides the? We definitely do. Is anybody in here a fan of Gregory Salvatore's channel?
Who?
He said who?
And again, I'm not bashing him. I'm asking a legitimate question as a friend.
I have the perfect one.
Sorry.
What did I miss again? God damn it.
Okay, she has the perfect lipstick, and no, I'm not putting it on. There we go. I'm not sure if you can read that, guys.
Yes.
Let's see. Will it focus?
Probably not.
Hey, somebody's
Firebird?
Yeah, I think that's what it says.
Yes.
Yeah, Firebird.
But no, I'm not wearing it. No. No.
Hey, I mean, you already put a bra on, so I mean.
No. You're guilt tripping me.
Nikolai says to invite him through the Google Hangouts.
Hey, invite me to the chat through the Google Hang. All right.
Come on, you're the
All right. Everybody
No.
hold your fucking tits, Jesus.
I did already. Now she's gonna threaten to put lipstick on me because of your comment there, Jay. Do you hear this? Do you hear this?
Come on.
I can't say nothing. I let my girl do my nails when she's bored.
But on a live YouTube stream.
Come on.
I'd do it. I have no shame.
Okay, if somebody sends me $20 in the chat, I will put her putting lipstick on me. If somebody doesn't give me $20 in the chat,
It's high-end lipstick. It's Urban Decay. It's pretty pink or
Is it
magenta.
sparkly?
Yeah.
Oh God.
I swear, if somebody does it, I'm beating the shit out of them.
Excuse me.
I'm threatening now to beat.
What did I miss?
Everything.
Come on. Somebody send him money so I can put lipstick on him.
How much you want?
$20.
This shit is getting weird.
I agree.
I mean, I would do it for free, but
Let's go back to the topic.
I think
What was everybody's favorite YouTube channel that ain't your own?
Exactly. I think we're killing the freaking viewers here. We're down to 3.
Well, you're the one that put the bra on.
Yeah, but I was teasing. No, get away. Get away. Nobody has tipped for that crap.
please.
Hammer Down was like, that shit happens, I'm out.
Yeah, he said this shit is getting weird at the moment.
Yeah, he said that too.
Oh,
Nikolai, you're black.
Really?
People are ridiculous.
there he is. He's back.
This is quality shit right here.
Quality shit, my ass. Never mind, it's not, well, I don't know. No,
I
you're
don't know if anybody's coming back or not.
All right. Let's just do
I
this.
think we chased everybody away, dear.
This one smells like hot cocoa.
No.
Okay, woman, put your makeup away.
I will put it on you.
Bullshit, you will.
I do not put it past her. Whips and chains excite her.
Remind me never to come to your house.
I have the equipment.
I don't want to know.
All right, yes, let's go. With YouTube channels and favorite drink. Let's go.
All right, let's do this. I'm taking over, Sean.
Hey, whoa.
Hey, you want it to be on topic? We're doing it this way.
All right, double D's.
What the fuck's that supposed to mean, Sean? All right, One Low Blazer, what's your favorite YouTube channel that ain't your own?
I like to watch 2, Cletus McFarlane, and It's Just a Sick.
Okay, favorite drink.
It's
Favorite drink? You saw it already.
Okay.
All right, Mike, what about you?
I got a grip of them, but Sloppy Mechanics is probably my favorite. I like what Matt does, and I kind of dig that format where he has his own dyno. Well, it's not his dyno, but he has access to a dyno. So I always enjoy. I like to see that. Here's what I can get away with, and here's the dyno chart to prove it.
All right.
And,
Before it blows up in my face.
You can't make an omelet without breaking some eggs.
Well, duh. You don't know what your limits are until you push past them.
And if you do it on YouTube for free for everybody to watch and follow along, that's always a bonus.
It depends on how many followers you have, because I can do the same shit he does, and it's not going to cover the cost of my screw up.
So B is for build. I like the pace of it. That guy is like an animal. Tavarish. Have you guys seen Tavarish?
Is that his friend that?
Tavarish is the guy that just did like a Lamborghini. He bought from like Coparts or some shit.
The white one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the cheapest Lambo, whatever was the title.
Yeah, man. I just thought like that takes balls, man, because I know he's getting some YouTube money, but you know, any sideways step when you're that deep on a project like that, and you're broke. So I just dig that tenacity. The drink would be whiskey. Well, it would be scotch, but I can't afford scotch, so I drink.
Oh yeah, scotch is too expensive. A decent scotch that you actually want to drink is too expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Put it that way, because I'm sure there is some cheap scotch out there. Just it's not going to taste anything like the good shit.
It's shite.
It's shite.
Now,
It's shite.
I have to give it up to Classic Ride Society here. One of his was DIY Auto School. I followed my friend Pete for, years. Way back before I even started doing my channel, I followed my friend Pete. In fact, he's actually doing a giant move out to Mohawk, Utah from Texas. So, Monkey Fab, you probably would know who SWRNC is, maybe. You ever heard of his shop?
There's so many. You can pick up a rock and throw it and hit 3 shops when you're here in Houston. It's crazy.
Well, if you get a chance, check out.
Yeah, definitely will. I already wrote it down.
Autos. It's DIY Auto School, SWRNC. What the hell's his other channel?
My friend Pete.
Huh?
I think one's actually my friend Pete.
It might be.
I've actually learned a lot from his channel.
Yeah, he's really good.
Yeah,
And you can't go. I think YouTube is finally cracking down on him, but a lot of his older videos, if he didn't have a curse word or was yelling and screaming and ranting every 45 seconds to 2 minutes, then he was having a not good day. He's one of those ones that's like really down to earth when you watch his videos. He didn't sugarcoat anything. If he was angry or if he didn't like a product that he was working with, you knew, there was just.
That's the way it should be.
Exactly. I liked his channel.
All right. So, Nikolai, what about you?
Mine has to be Cletus McFarland and
McFarland. Wait, hold up.
That's a Chinese knockoff version of Cletus McFarland.
That's the bargain edition.
His cousin.
Find it on the shelves of Sam's Club.
I'm sorry, I had to fuck with you a little bit.
Did you guys see Cletus stuck on the prep this morning?
Yeah.
At the GTR World Cup? That was pretty funny.
I
He had to come basically pick his ass up off the prep because his feet were glued to the track.
That's a pretty good prep track.
That's a good prep. I've never seen that before.
One way to get stuck. All right, so where were you? Sorry for the interruption.
It's Justice 6. There's a couple. That's really it. I don't watch a lot of YouTubers except for Sean and them.
Sean's like, really? Come on.
I'm just saying though. I watch a lot of car YouTubers, but it's not a lot of them. I'm not interested.
All right, so I think
Obviously, the drink part we can leave out because you're underage. So,
well, he likes
Sean.
He can give.
He likes Coca-Cola.
Yeah, there you go.
Alcoholic beverage there.
Give us your favorite non-alcoholic beverage then.
Gears iced tea.
There you go.
Okay. There we go.
What's the
All right.
iced tea that you drink, Jess? The one from around here.
Years.
The one that you buy at your pizza place. Pizza Como.
That's specific to that area.
Right. What is it?
Zimmy's.
Zimmy's iced tea is the one that she drinks from up here.
All right, Sean, your turn.
But it's exactly similar to ears.
Yeah. All right. So my favorite YouTube channels. Well, one was already said. So it's would be DIY Auto School was one of the first channels that I watched. I think Double R Restorations. He does second gen Camaros would have to be my second favorite, and then Rare Rat, which he hasn't actually done. I followed him for years. He was restoring a '67 Camaro RSSS, which he finished like 2 years ago, but he did a couple cars since then. But I haven't seen anything from him lately within the last couple of months. And my favorite drink of choice would be a Guinness.
All right, Chevy, what about you?
I have actually 3 favorite YouTube channels that I watch based on a daily basis. B is for build. RC Sparks.
That's a good one. If you're into RC cars.
Yeah, he does a lot of really cool stuff with RC cars. And my third one would have to be Goon Squad.
Oh, yes, I forgot about that one.
Yeah, it's a pretty good one.
My God, did anybody see the Viper fully in orange paint today?
Yeah, I just
watching it.
That car is gorgeous. And the thing is that car probably would have sat in that Copart lot for a long, long, long time if they didn't snag it.
Caught my eye was the video of where his body.
We missed all that, Chevy.
Oh, I said my favorite part of what actually brought me to Views for Bill is when the body for his Datsun SEMA build was put in the garage by his BMW.
I'm still, I mean, I caught some of it, but I'm still not understanding completely what you all said. It's something about his Nissan body, something about a BMW.
Yeah, he had a BMW that was delivered to his house that was wrecked. And the delivery company put the BMW into his Datsun body, which sent the Datsun through his garage door.
Oh, shit.
And damaged the car inside the garage, too. That was his SEMA build. It's a really cool car. It's something that I was waiting to get done. I wasn't sure if it was how possible it was. He put basically a BMW V10 transmission, everything from the BMW in this Datsun body.
That's actually pretty cool. Classic Ride Society said, "What? Oh wait, Chevy, what's your favorite drink?"
Yingling and Jack Daniels.
Okay, Classic Ride Society said, "What do you guys think of all the YouTube channels copying each other with these auction/Copart rebuilds?" Honestly, I really like it, and it's a really cool idea because you're getting to actually produce a lot of content without a lot of overhead. From a YouTuber standpoint, from a creator standpoint, I think it is a really smart move. Now, granted, it's going to play itself out because of everybody jumping on it. But for the first couple that did it and got big, like Goon Squad and a few of the other ones, I thought it was really, really, really smart. I mean, geez, look at B is for Build. I mean, he picked up that Nissan GTR, which is a car that, he may not even have been able to afford outright in decent condition. And not only does he have a really cool car when he's done with it, he's got all of this content from putting this car back on the road to help pay for that car on top of it.
Not only that, he's got so many cars and stuff that he's got that way through cheap. He's got Aston Martins, Lotuses.
Yeah. I mean, look at Goon Squad. I mean, geez, they were just a bunch of 20-year-old kids.
Yeah,
had to scrape money together to get their first couple of cars, and here they are buying freaking GTRs and Vipers, and what's the latest one they got? They just picked up another one. It was some import riced out car.
It was a Nissan 370Z.
Yeah, but I mean, geez, look, I mean, if they were to just they were to just go out and actually find a legitimate project car, somebody selling it on Craigslist or whatever, they wouldn't be where they are now because they wouldn't have been able to get that momentum going to pick up on these cars that people are looking for. I mean, that's what sells it. It's not the people doing the Cobalts and the Jeeps and stuff like that. It's the ones. It's when you can grab the Hellcat, like that one. What is it? DIY gang.
Yeah.
They have that burnout Hellcat. It's being able to pick up these cars with the big names that are going to show up on the YouTube searches and grab your attention to watch them.
That's one YouTube channel that's blowing up is the DIY gang.
And it's because of the Hellcat. I mean, everybody wants to know, is he really going to be able to put this thing back together?
That's my biggest question, too, is if he's really going to...
That's why I'm watching it. I mean, honestly, I mean, his actual channel itself, I'm not necessarily a fan of his style, but I'm definitely interested in the content he's producing because it's got my attention. It's got my curiosity. Because that car was, I mean, he has to take that thing all the way down to the floor pans, you know, just to save it. And I'm kind of curious as to see when it gets to the point to where he's actually got to start putting money into. Because right now he doesn't really have any money into it.
No,
He's producing a lot of content, but he doesn't really have a whole shit ton of money into it just yet because he hasn't. I haven't seen any new parts coming, you know, in that way.
That's like Cletus McFarland got the Ruby Corvette auction Corvette, ended up having a truck LS 5.3 in it. They took it to the track, blew that up, and then went to the junkyard.
And 90% of what's gone into that vehicle has been shit he still had sitting around the garage. I mean, just think
Yeah, it was all extra parts from Leroy.
How much revenue do you think that just those videos from the Ruby Corvette have generated off of a car they probably spent $2-3 grand for?
I think he said he paid like 10 grand for it in auction, and they put another motor into it. Which
and the
was
motor
probably,
they picked up at the junkyard for like
I think it was $250 or something they paid for the block.
So, I mean, the thing is, and if you look at how much revenue they've made off of those videos alone,
yeah,
he could have done that like 10 times over. So, I mean, from a business standpoint, it's money. I mean, it's easy money. But the problem is you have to have that upfront money to be able to get it going until their ad revenue starts kicking in. Because, I mean, look at how you know, like Goon Squad was tiny when I first started following them. They didn't have a whole lot of subscribers when they did the Mustang, and then that Mustang made them blow up. And then they got the what did they get next? Did they get I think they got the Corvette after that, and then the ZR1, and then the Challenger, then the Viper. And they just keep getting bigger and bigger and growing so big where they wouldn't have done that without having that name first. So, you know, like that Mustang got their ball rolling, and then because of that Mustang build, they made enough money off the ad revenue that they could turn around and buy a better car. You know, and then just keep getting bigger and better cars. And because they're also swapping all over the place, you know, they're not just sticking to Mustangs or to Fords. Because they're hitting every single different major market, they're collectively getting that, you know, that wide range of audiences. B is for build is the same way. He's not sticking to one type of car, so he's being able to hit different audience markets. I'm going back to it may be played. Yeah, Classic Rides says that it may be played out now. It might be, but you know what? I still enjoy watching the videos. So as long as there's still people enjoying watching the videos, it's going to keep going. Personally, I like watching somebody fix something. So, you know, that's what I started watching. I mean, most of my channels that I watch are all, you know, car restorations or rebuilding or making something. You know, whether it may not all be car stuff. I have stuff that are wood turning videos and different other things, but creating stuff is what I watch. And these guys are definitely filling that niche for me.
I actually had something kind of YouTube related happen to me over the weekend. So my Blazer's down the auto show, and I didn't realize it, but this dude, I don't know if anybody knows him. His name's Lance Stewart. His channel's Lance210. He's a vlogger. He had a Audi R8 at the auto show. He just got wrapped. It's blue and black, has his logos all over it. He was unveiling it at the auto show, literally 2 rows behind where my Blazer was parked. So they did the whole unveiling and everything. And after that was done, he actually walked around the auto show and kind of did, you know, showed some of the stuff there. And he showed my Blazer like at least 3 times, which I was pretty excited about.
But the sad part is, unless you're, is your name real big on it somewhere? Like
I have my Instagram on the window. You can see it pretty well. but I don't have to.
That's the problem. I mean, that's like a lot of people, you know, unless, you know, it's cool to have your stuff shown on somebody else's channel, but if it's not content driven back towards what you are investing your time into, it's hard, you know, it doesn't really make it worth it to you.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the thought of it. That's the only thing, you know.
Right. You know, that's why people, you know, like you can do a collab with somebody, but if it doesn't direct, you know, stuff towards you, it doesn't help. This is why, like, when I do these live streams, I want people to go and check out everybody else's channel, because it's touching an audience that you may not be able to touch yourself, you know. So to expand your reach to newer audiences is the whole point. Yeah, you know, I mean, like, I've pretty much played out the people that I can touch on my own. I need somebody else to get my channel out to new people that I haven't been able to reach. And that's the same with all of you guys. You know, as a social media person, you know, you have your organic reach, the reach you can reach from where you're at. You know, but you don't go viral, you don't get big if people aren't sharing you outside your immediate reach of an audience. You know, you need somebody to share your content that's not you. And that's how you get big. You know, just like, you know, obviously I know is your Instagram, I think your Instagram's pretty big for your blazer, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, and you didn't get that way
like
by
right on the back side window.
Right, but no, I'm saying you're following on your Instagram channel.
Oh, I'm pushing, I think I'm around like 800 or so.
Right, so it's a decent size. But
yeah,
you didn't get there by sharing it to all of your friends.
No.
You know, you had somebody else had to see it and then share it to somebody else and say, hey, did you see this thing? You know,
yeah.
That's how you get big. You know, you don't get big until somebody else is willing to share your content to somebody that you haven't talked to that hasn't seen your content. We got a Catico's Garage. I probably just butchered the hell out of that. Cat Loco's Garage. Let me say that right then. I don't think I've ever. I'm not sure if I've seen that person in our chat before. Anybody else?
Mm-mm.
Probably another half hour or so.
So, like, what does everybody have going on in the near term for their project cars?
I guess I don't get to go on the last topic.
Working on a project car? Oh, I'm sorry, my bad.
What? Sorry, I lost that for a minute. Or we could all just not talk. Jay, what were you going to say?
I was saying, I guess I don't get to go on the last topic.
Go ahead. Well, then Mike's got the floor after that.
So, a couple channels that I kind of watch whenever I do watch YouTube, that is. I haven't been up with the times much on it. But one that I like to watch is Big Al's Bike and Auto. I don't know if any of you guys have heard of that one.
No.
But he goes to different auctions and stuff and buys, like, older kind of GM cars and some American stuff, mostly American stuff, and just gets it and either works on it, fixes it, and sells it, or works on it and keeps it. But he does that kind of stuff. And then one that I recently came across was Watch JR Go.
Okay.
Which is kind of interesting. One video that I found really cool was they took this Cavalier and they completely stripped it in 2 hours.
Okay. Sorry, I've done the stripping cars quickly. Isn't I'd rather see cars get fixed and put back together than torn apart.
Well, he does that too.
Right.
But I was just saying a recent. Never mind.
Right.
Next topic.
Oh, you're okay. All right. Anyway, Mike. Whatever you have the floor.
So I was just wondering, like, maybe want to go through, like, back to car topics, like what everybody's doing on their own car, like what near-term projects or goals. You know, what's your next hurdle, I guess.
Well, you want to tackle your own question there first?
Nope, I want to go last.
All right, J.A., what's your next goal and how
Why
you?
the fuck do I gotta go first?
You got missed last time.
We love Mustangs.
Actually, I like Chevy better, if you cannot tell.
They all run better with LS engines in them.
I don't know. I guess to get to more car shows and do some more cars on actual people's cars, I'd like to do the Blazer this year, if we can make that work. That'd be pretty cool to do a video on. But yeah, just do a lot more videos and stuff than I did last year, because last year life kind of came up and grabbed me by the throat and kind of took me for a ride, so. So I was kind of a little bit preoccupied with life last year, so. And I'm hoping to get a car this year if I can save up enough, if I quit getting dicked over at work. But we're not going to go into that.
That's the story of everybody's life, getting dicked over at work.
Yeah, I can believe that.
Right.
I bet everybody's got a story about being dicked over by their bosses. I think everybody's probably got that one.
All right, Nikolai, what do you got going on? Anything?
Hopefully getting my first project car this year. Looking for a Mopar.
Okay. Wait, Hammer, Steve. Wait, let me show that first.
Oh, excuse me.
It isn't Steve. Aren't you your own boss? Wouldn't that make you the dick?
That's funny.
Or is your boss's name Richard?
He said yes, which doesn't answer the question.
No, it answers the question.
Since you asked two of them.
He got exactly where I was going. Okay. So I guess that leaves it up to me. Well, no, let's see, because Mike wants to go last. No, we got
Blazer.
It's Chris.
Oh, we still got Chevy too.
Chris's turn. It's Chris, right?
Yes.
Chris. Sorry, I'm names.
I got some mods I want to do. I actually have a full Phantom grill for the front of the Blazer. That's going in probably when it gets warm out. Definitely want to hit a bunch of shows. Probably going to go to the first Cars and Coffee in Lehigh Valley with it. And then, like I said, once I get my garage at a house we purchased, then I'm going to have way more content coming up, doing stuff to the Blazer and also little things here and there on my daily, which is a Ford F-150 2012 EcoBoost. So,
sorry.
Hey, it's a fun daily, and the family fits in it.
Hey, I have no room to talk because I daily my girlfriend's car, which is a Kia Soul. So,
hey, I'll be honest with you though, those EcoBoosts ain't that bad.
And it's the light blue, which I love.
Yeah, I'm just busting on you because car guys.
Yeah, no, Ford sucks. Trust me,
a lot of people bust on the EcoBoosts a lot, but they're really not that bad. Like
everybody welcome my girlfriend to the chat room. She's the one that's complaining about me bashing her Kia Soul.
I get the crap slung at me a lot, considering I'm pulling a Ford pulling a Chevy with a Ford. So,
I have the ultimate fail. My poor Dodge truck got pulled by a Ford. If you haven't seen that video, I yanked my Dodge out of the garage so that way I could stuff the Trans Am in it because the Dodge still isn't fixed. So I had to literally pull the Dodge out of the garage with my girlfriend's grandfather's Ford. I don't even know what it is.
I legit thought just randomly you were going to say Chevy's Ford, and then I was going to laugh my ass off.
I'm through and through.
Because that'd be ironic as hell.
Pulled by a Ford.
Say it again.
I said I'm a Chevy fan through and through, but technically all your vehicles got pulled by Ford.
Did? Well, yeah, technically, yeah, all of mine did because her mom's truck hauled all of mine down from where we were living up north where we're at now. But yeah, that's because my truck wasn't working. Chaos could not pull the freaking TA. Sorry.
I will damn well try.
My girlfriend's saying that our Kia Soul will pull the Trans Am.
Wait, the Kia is called Chaos?
The green Kia's name is Chaos. So it actually does officially have a name.
Okay.
And if you were to off the tires into big badass tires, it is officially Armageddon.
Yeah. If anybody's seen the picture on my Instagram of the Kia with the truck tires on it, well, they weren't on it; they were next to it. That is apparently the Kia Soul evolved into Armageddon. Inside joke on us. Let's see.
You're not cool enough to get it.
Yeah, apparently, JA, you're not cool enough to get it.
No, what the tires did for the Kia Soul is when the tires were next to the Kia Soul, is like hefty, 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 and then they rolled away, and it's like wimpy, wimpy, wimpy.
We have devolved back into chaos. All right, so let's see. Did we get everybody yet? It's up to me and then Mike. Oh, yeah. You know what? Yeah, we didn't do Chevy. Did we do Chevy?
No, you didn't.
No. So Chevy, where are you?
Chevy.
Are you getting anything? Are you getting anything going on here in the next couple of months besides
little girl on the way?
Yeah, besides your little girl on the way.
Getting a good paying job.
Keep her away from hookah.
I'm gonna be getting a car soon, so that's good. Hopefully, once I get a job and get a new computer and get back into doing YouTube again. Guys, that is about it.
For life.
All right, and I feel like I've gone over where I'm going to be or trying to get to like forever in this freaking last couple of months. But basically, my goal at the moment is to get the TA's body panels all back on it and get it running so I can drive it out of the shop. And I want to get the truck back in the shop and install the fluid pump. And hopefully that is my issue and I can start going four-wheeling since I got the new knockoff GoPro. And get some cool actual content on the road. And then over the summer, I want to be able to get the TA legal to be able to drive that over during the summer and then get the Novas in the shop and start tearing them apart to start doing all of the mods to those. All right, so let's see. There's something going on in the chat here with Cat Locos and Hammer down here. Oh.
Hammer down says, anyone want to see a four-door ZL1 or Mustang?
I think I did see a rendering of something floating.
I did at one point.
It actually looked pretty cool. I wish they would just make a two-door Charger and then be done with it.
That'd be kind of cool to see a new Charger with two doors.
I want to I want to see a new Charger styled in the the late '60s, early '70s style, not what we have. I think I also saw a wagon version of something too recently.
Yeah, I think it might have been it was the ZL1 probably.
A wagon ZL1 as well.
Yeah, because I saw one of those I think on Facebook or Instagram.
I just like unique vehicles. Period. I don't really. I mean, anything that's off, like Straight Six Band says. And I'm going to mention his channel and give him another shout out here. Anything offbeat. I like something that you don't see all the time and isn't necessarily most everyone's cup of tea.
Mini trucks.
Yes, mini. I mean, I like them to look at. I wouldn't want to own like one of the little Blazers or the S10 pickups and all that stuff, or the little Ford Rangers. I do admire them. I do admire the work that I see put into them, like your Blazer. That's just not my cup of tea. full-size Blazers. Though I am kind of curious to see if anybody watches Slow Restoration, which is one of Send It Steve's friends. He's got that S10 Extreme that he's doing right now.
Yeah.
I really like following that build as it's going.
Hey, Sean, did you ever see a picture of that one? I think it was a C3 Corvette that had the wagon.
C3
Did you ever
Corvette.
see that?
Well, yeah. There was a bunch of them. They were actually a thing back in the.
Or the Mustang.
Yeah, they were actually a thing. I mean, there was a company, aftermarket companies out there making those hatches. In fact, I think they've made those same hatches for the C7, haven't they?
Yeah, they did the C7 ones too. But
And
I thought that was actually kind of cool seeing one of those in person.
We have a peanut gallery here saying, why is me and Jay the only ones talking? Because we're the only talkative ones, apparently.
I have seen locally, I don't know if it was done by a conversion company or not, but they took the Challenger and turned it into like a Super B Dodge Daytona type deal with the snout nose and the big wing on the back and stuff like that.
He had that stolen at one point.
Oh,
but
really?
That's what I'm thinking of. It was a new Challenger made to look like a Daytona. It was sitting in his trailer. I think he was on his way to a car show somewhere, and they literally stole the whole trailer and the car inside of it. I think they ended up finding it, but yeah, the whole thing was gone.
Yeah, because I seen one on, I want to say 202 in like the King of Prussia area actually driving, and like it wasn't being towed. So I don't know if it's the same one or not, but
the one that I think is the one. Well, the one that was the one that was stolen. It was like a darker, wasn't it a gray color?
Okay, this one I think was I want to say it was like the plum crazy purple.
Well, I mean, there might be kits out there now, but I think that was the original first one to be done, and that was done, you know, like not, that was privately done.
Yeah.
And speaking of
a kit for a newer Corvette, I think like the C6 or C7, and it made it look like the 63 split window coupe.
I've seen those too.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I think the body styles are too different for that, but.
So speaking of different, I actually saw it was like an 08 Challenger that looked like a Hemi Cuda. I just sent you guys the pictures in the group if you guys want to check it out, but I thought that was actually kind of interesting.
Well, the sharing to the group doesn't help because it doesn't help everybody else that's you need to share it to the Facebook group.
Yeah. I'll try to show it on here, but I don't know how well it's going to come up.
So that's the new CUDA looking Challenger, right?
Yeah.
I can think of it if I can click it to bring it up.
Years now.
Put that back up there. Yeah, that actually looks pretty sharp.
Mm-hmm. Saw a lot of interesting things at that car show. But yeah, I thought that was actually like really neat how they did that.
But yeah, that's been a kit though for a couple years now because it's been showing up in video games since that the Challenger first came out.
Right. Let's see. Speaking of like the Superbird clone, Daytona clone being stolen, you ever anybody notice that's been a rash of things going on lately? Is people stealing people's enclosed trailers?
Yeah.
There was one that was floating around Facebook really bad. It was this guy had like a roofing company or whatever, and he also went drag racing as well. And he had this really badass Ford truck with four-wheelers in it, and he had a trailer behind it with a really well-built Firebird. I don't know if it's necessarily a Trans Am, but it was a fourth gen F-body Firebird or Formula or Trans Am. And the way that he ended up getting all of that back, you know, it was just it was heartbreaking. I mean, there was nothing left of the Trans Am. It was nothing but the shell stuffed in the weeds, and they destroyed everything, taking all of the expensive parts off of it. And that was a family car, I do believe. I do believe that family had that car in the family from the time that the car was new. And then like they trashed the trailer and the four-wheelers and everything. I don't think they ever got everything back.
Yeah, I think if I've seen a rash of that as well. I think if I had a trailer, I'd figure out some kind of electronic tracking device, and I'd spray paint a big dick on the top of it so I could use, one of those fly video
Yeah,
cameras.
you gotta see it going down the road with the giant penis on top of
like,
it.
it's the one with the big dick on the top of it.
That'd be one way to describe it. Next
So
thing
if
you know,
copter
everybody
up there in the
starts doing
helicopter
that, and then
see
you
a
find
big
50
dick,
million trailers with dicks on the top.
Yeah,
of it.
then we have a problem.
Yeah.
I'd paint it on the sides too. I don't
Yeah,
give a shit.
you mean like when you go to check your Wi-Fi connection and you see what is it what do they call it?
FBI surveillance vehicle.
Yeah, FBI, like now it's everywhere. It's like, well, that's not even funny anymore.
Hey, Sean, are you making the Motorama this year?
I don't think so. I don't think there's any reason for me to want to go out there this year. Not for the money that it costs to go.
I have no idea if I'm going yet.
If I remember, last year's experience was not the greatest for me. I mean, I enjoyed all the cars and everything, but just going out there by myself just to see the show doesn't really interest me. Now, obviously, if I was going out there with a group of friends to,
you went out there alone,
like we did last year. I know, like last year we went out with the guy who shall not be named, and
Voldemort.
Voldemort, yeah.
You know, and we had a tent out there, but the problem is when I went out there, like, and the thing is that this is another issue I have with that whole situation is I joined this group, and like literally I was never actually officially included in anything. With that, you know, my name was never passed on, whatever, because they had all these banners made and everything, which my channel was never on, and you know, it just felt like a third leg that whole freaking year. But we had this tent out there, and we were all supposed to be, you know, like pitching our YouTube channels and stuff like that there. And it definitely was not very worth it for me to go, other than to be able to hang out with some other people like Steve and Nick and all of them. Because I don't even think I got a single sub out of being there that whole day.
Me.
Well, oh, wait. Oh, well, yes, I did. I got you. And
Hey, you got one. Or one.
I had you before then, though, Jay.
One thing that's cool though, I actually came across on
I know
YouTube.
that. I was talking about him.
Nikolai.
Yeah.
I came across on YouTube the other day was a video of that back in the RC section.
Right.
We had like block crawlers and stuff. And I'm not positive, but I'm pretty sure I seen us in the background of the video of them recording the whole stage thing.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Because I sat there and I watched it, and I was like, wait, this is Motorama, and they said Harrisburg. So I'm watching it and stuff, and it was showing the area right where we were standing. I'm pretty sure you know stand there.
I had a good 45-minute clip of a walk around Motorama last year. Fog corrupted. That sucked.
I think I can think of a lot. I mean, like, I would like to make some of the cars and coffees, but the problem is last year, every single time they had a cars and coffee, I don't care if it was Allentown, I don't care if it was Lancaster, Allentown, Lancaster, or the Harrisburg one, they were always on the weekend that I worked.
Lehigh Valley just announced their first season opener, and I believe it's April 28th.
Oh, let me see. It very may be a weekend that I worked, because that's what they were scheduled. They were once a month, and it was always the week. They didn't rotate what weekend it was on. April 21st,
28th.
28th. Work.
You remember how we were calling a certain somebody
Work.
Voldemort?
Work.
Yeah.
Work.
I just saw the comment from his
Yep, I worked that weekend.
his lady. I don't know what the hell the official word is, but she's like, Voldemort lost the game of steal the nose with a baby.
Oh, Jess. Jess is mine.
I don't know whether to say girlfriend, fiance, what, so I just said your lady.
Enemy.
Friend of me.
Enemy.
We're just straight enemies now.
Yeah.
I'll get out of your house.
Yeah.
Apparently, I got to end the live stream. I have to get out of her house now. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I'm not.
Love you, Jess.
Everybody needs to send Jess love so I can continue the live stream for another couple of minutes.
Love me.
Next thing you know, he's sleeping in the TA.
Oh, that's a pretty cold sleep. Or should I say lay? It's a pretty cold lay.
Could be worse. It could be the Nova.
That's even colder because that's outside and has no windows.
Depending which Nova. One technically has all the windows except 2.
Yeah, you're right. It does have the rear and front glass. It's just missing the quarter
Still
window.
cold.
Except that one has the big holes in the floor.
What?
April 28th, you're off.
I am? Well, then I might be going to that.
I will see you in Lehigh Valley, sir.
We'll see. I don't know if I'll have any cool cars on the road by then. I might be driving an awesome
No.
Chaos.
You won't have any.
Hey, just bring the Kia and just put like flames on the side or something.
What are we doing?
Pull the Voldemort. Put flames on the
I'm
side.
probably taking I'll take that one.
Give it a look.
Hey, give me back my nose.
Hey, Greg needed it. I mean, Voldemort.
This is kind of a live stream where we've all been here long enough and we've all been sipping on some alcohol long enough that it gets silly. You know, compared to the weird it was like a while ago, but yeah. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed my live streams and we'll definitely be back to see more. I don't know how long I'm going to be on. What time is it now? 10:30. We've been on for almost 2 hours. Do we have any other topics to keep us going?
How about the ridiculous price of the new Ranger?
The new Ranger. The ridiculous price of any of the new vehicles, period. I mean, and trucks mainly.
I looked at the Ranger at the auto show, and the one on the sales floor was $43,975.
The Rangers were supposed to be the cheap Econo box freaking trucks to get you started in the trucking.
Yeah.
Something I like to step on is the new Blazers.
Okay, but how much is the new Blazer? Again, the Blazer was also another Economo box freaking SUV.
And now it's
Hey, the new Blazer is a Blazer knockoff. Come on now.
I like it. But what killed it for me is the only
Hammer down.
See you, Steve. But,
Stevie.
you know what? There are some trims of that new Blazer that I've seen that I actually do like. And the thing is, if you think about it as not necessarily the Blazer nameplate, it's a decent looking SUV.
Yeah.
I mean,
If they would have named it something different, okay.
It's not, yeah, but they're not going after the K5 Blazer. They're going after the last S10 Blazer or the Trail Blazer. That's what it's based off of. And everybody thinks it's going to come out as a K5.
Everybody wanted them to come out with a new K5 because of the Bronco that came out.
Exactly.
But the Bronco that came out was based on the original Bronco. That was small.
Yeah.
Not the big full-size Bronco.
No. And you're right. It was the little Bronco.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's all, you know. You're not going to be able to please everyone. I don't think the only thing that anybody is in consensus of is the new Camaro sucks.
I mean,
yeah, it's fucking ugly as ass.
Finances are pretty cute.
If I end up getting one of that, ripping that whole front bumper off.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, there are some renderings where it looks nice, but you know, you're not gonna find I'm not gonna find one that I would be happy with right off the showroom floor. I would take it, and I probably would have some way of modifying it within the first couple of months that I own the car if I were to get one.
Yeah, take the bumper off and stick the old bumper back on.
Well, the new Camaros, from what I heard, the ZL1 comes with the original bumper.
The ZL1 is still, yes, the ZL1 is still the old.
I'm glad they didn't change that.
It's
Thank the Lord.
The SS and the base model that they changed.
Yeah. One car that really looks sharp to come out is the new Mustang, the new Shelby.
Okay, yeah, that looked pretty
really
good.
Sharp.
It's missing a manual, though.
Precisely.
Yeah, it does that.
But I don't know. I was watching Street Speed's version of that car, and didn't he say that a few of them were coming out with manuals, or was I mistaken on what he said?
I think he said some of it was like a limited edition or something for manuals or something like that.
My buddy here in Houston turbocharges those new Mustangs, the 10 speeds and the 6 speeds, and those guys are like deep into the 8s on those autos, both the 10 and the 6.
Well, I mean, the thing is though, some of those autos aren't technically actually an auto trans, aren't they? Still a manual trans. They just shift electronically.
It has a torque converter. Like they are working with it's Aldo welds. So if you're out there and you wonder how do I get an 8-second Mustang, get a hold of Aldo welds. But yeah, they've been working with D3 here. D3 is also here in Houston to build the torque converters for those guys. So it's a torque converter.
But I mean, does it use
clutch and speed? I believe.
Yeah, I think the Mustang has a 2 clutch in it.
Yeah.
But I mean, what I'm saying is do they still have the standard, clutch pack style design of the automatics? Or I mean, I haven't seen the inside of any of these new transmissions.
Yeah, neither have I. But I do know that, like I said, it's a torque converter transmission. It's not a
it's not a direct clutch.
It's not.
Yeah, I think the new Mustang's a paddle shift.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the thing is just because something's paddle shift or just because you don't have a gear shifter, I don't think that technically, I mean, if it's got an actual clutch disc and it's got actual gears, I still would consider that it's just an automated manual transmission at that point.
I had one of those Volkswagen R32s, like the last version of them.
Yeah.
Brilliant car, and it had one of those automatic clutch It was miserable. Like, I mean, once you got going, it was fine, but at the stoplight, it was real lurchy, kind of crap. But so the newest car I own is a 2005 Dodge Ram, and so I have no idea really what new cars do, and I have no intentions of ever finding out.
Yeah, the newest car I own is actually, well, I don't even own it. It's Jess's Kia, which is the 2012 Kia Soul Plus. And I mean, it's a fun little toy. It keeps up and it goes. I mean, it's surprisingly how fast it is. It'll actually spank my truck every day. If you were to take, I had the 5.9 liter 1500, and I may have that Kia off the line for the first 60 feet, and then that Kia's gone.
My Dodge has the 4.7. I love it because it's named after the same condoms I use, Magnum.
Well, yeah, all of the thing is all of
glad someone got that.
All of Dodge's V8s are all Magnum. I mean, even the 5.9 that I have, it still says Magnum on the side of it. I think that's just the style of the block. Their V8 is considered the Magnum, but no matter what displacement it is.
Yeah.
So basically, you have the Dodge Ram when Dodges still look good with pickups.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the Dodges after.
I do. It has less than 100,000 on it too.
How many miles are on yours?
Like 97.
I got you. Mine has 264,000.
I just use it when I have to go pick an Argon up.
I bought it with 235,000 miles on it, and the thing is clean. I mean, you can ask Chevy. It's a really nice truck for how many miles that are on it.
Except that it's broke.
Well, that's a trend. I mean, the thing is that's not even.
Mine's had a lifter knocking since I bought it, and I'm just fucking fuck it.
Yeah, I don't think
I towed a trailer out to Colorado.
Mine has no engine issues whatsoever. Knock on wood. It's just a
Shouldn't have said anything. You're jinxing yourself.
I knocked on wood.
Doesn't always work that way.
Come over here. Let me knock on your skull.
My car's working perfectly.
So. I don't know. Do we have anybody still active here in the chat, or is just all of us talking? So,
I don't think so. I think it's just us.
All right, gentlemen. I got to let you go. I got to get up early in Monkey Fab.
Yep.
Monday's my busy day.
Hopefully you'll join us for some more streams.
I really appreciate you guys having me. It's been gracious to do so, and I appreciate it.
Well, like I said, you're welcome back every week.
Thank you, guys. Nice to meet you all.
Yep,
See ya.
have a good rest of your night.
Good evening.